welcome back to Pitch and Bitch. Oh my God, I'm so excited to be here. Jayme, hello. How are you?
Oh my goodness. I have just watched Tusk this morning, so I'm doing okay.
Yeah?
I'm a little traumatized.
Right? A little bit.
Yeah, but what a funny movie, but also so sad at the same time.
Right? So, in case y'all hadn't guessed it, it is Wildcard Week, and we are doing Tusk from 2014, written and directed by Kevin Smith, that gem of a human.
He's so great.
We love Kevin Smith in this house.
Yeah, very pro.
Zack and Miri forever.
Yeah, honestly, one of my favorite rom-coms.
Same!
Like, as you can tell, I think we're very pro-Smith here.
We are. This is a pro-Smith household.
Pro-Smith. There's no other way around it.
There really isn't.
I liked Red State. I like his other horror kind of.
I do.
I
do. I also love Jay and Silent Bob.
Of course.
And Dogma.
Yep. Classic.
Absolutely iconic for a reason.
Clerks.
Alanis Morissette is God.
Yeah, of course. That makes sense. It only makes sense.
That makes perfect sense. But yeah, absolutely. Kevin Smith, 10 out of 10. So you know what? Let's get weird, guys. Let's get into it.
Let's dive into this slice.
Things are about to get very weird.
It's so fun because I love how indie it is.
Yes.
It's very beginning of the A24.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Final boy, Justin Long.
Right, our king, Justin Long. Honorary screen queen, Justin Long. Final boy.
Forged into another type of skin suit.
Oof. That's a few now.
Yeah, that's
him.
too many.
Yeah.
That's a life, actually.
That is. I love that he's just like carved out this niche for himself as a final boy. Like, I'm sure he made a shit ton of money doing those Apple commercials. Do you remember that?
Oh, I do.
Right? When he used to be on the Apple commercials.
And then you can just have fun. You get to choose what roles you want to.
Do whatever. And like, I love that this is his choice. I love that for you, King. Yes. Absolutely.
The new Goosebumps with you in it, not that bad.
I have not seen it, but
not
I will take your
bad
word for it. I love that. Okay.
But is this the first time you've seen Tusk?
No, I saw Tusk, I think not too long after it came out. I think maybe like a year or so after it came out. And to be honest, we'll get into it later, but there's a single, like a frame of Justin Long's face that has not left my mind since I saw this movie. It is like burned into my retinas. It lives in my memory rent-free, as the kids say. Like, I don't know that I will ever be able to forget that. I feel like if I was, 90 and not at all there mentally, I would still remember Justin Long's face.
Mr. Tusk.
Have nightmares about Mr. Tusk. Like, I wouldn't be shocked. Because this movie is a big swing. Like,
it's funny that you say nightmares because I've definitely have had nightmares about the dolls. That was like the doll that's the crochet doll.
Oh yeah, the little weird toilet paper cover doll. Those were such a thing for a little while. In
decorative
like the 70s and
bathroom
80s.
things were different.
They were. And also, I'm going to go ahead and say it. Anybody who has one of those little decorative carpets, you are disgusting. Think about how much germs and like awful things are in there. Like, ooh. No carpet in bathrooms ever.
Like, why was there fuzzy toilet seat covers? Like the part that you sit on.
Like the outer seat, it's weird and also, in my opinion, kind of gross, but like I could maybe get it. The like seat that you actually sit on? Ew.
Yeah. Cold seats.
Like, I get that it's cold and you don't like that, but like, learn to deal. Ew.
No, thank you.
Right?
No, thank you.
Right? Got a little sidetracked there, but
sorry, that's just like real life horror going into a public bathroom with a warm
burn
seat.
one of our fun facts.
Thank you.
Right
go
off
for
the
it.
bat. That sequence, Wimpy Little Doll, is literally something that Kevin Smith did in someone's bathroom at some point. He went to use the bathroom and there was a creepy ass little doll, so he literally just turned it around and was like, absolutely not. Which honestly, man, same.
I have seen these reels where it's three mediums and they're at an antique shop and they just like say what's haunted and what's not haunted. I don't think like it's great. It's honestly
what is this
great.
Show? Okay, once we're done recording, you need to tell me what this show is.
It's just random internet things, and definitely you got to find it because I don't know why, but just like them being able to pick up objects and being like,
girl, she haunted.
Because not having that type of site, people are just like, I don't know, this coffee table looks great. Until you're having nightmares for weeks. That's another thing.
So funny. Oh my God. I'm obsessed. I need to look this up. That sounds amazing.
Good. But oh my God, I can see Kevin Smith doing that. It's staring at you. The privacy.
Right? Like, even though like I, am someone who sits down to pee, staring at the back of my head, but No, I don't need that
thank you.
staring into the back of my soul.
This was actually my second time that I've seen Tusk.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once before, and I watched it properly. I made sure to sit down. So that first experience, that first viewings, I didn't know it was going to happen, really. Like, I knew there was a walrus involved.
I knew it was a walrus, but that was it.
Realizing there was no escape actually makes this movie terrifying.
Right? This movie is so funny because, like, it's such an insane premise.
It is.
But when you look at it, it's actually pretty well executed, arguably.
It is. There's definitely some spots, and we'll get into it.
There is. So before we get into, like, the synopsis of this, I do kind of want to talk about how this movie came to be.
Beautiful.
Just a little bit, because this movie, honestly... This is what I love about Kevin Smith, is he just gets an idea stuck in his head and just has to make it. Like, he will just do whatever he has to make it. And he has such a great sense of humor about it, which is what I love, because this movie is insane. Like, this movie is nuts. But he thought it was so funny that he was like, you know what? Fuck yeah. Like, yeah, we're doing it. Like, let's make it
based
happen.
on a true story.
Well, the idea for the movie actually started on, fun fact, his podcast.
Yes, the Smodcast.
The Smodcast. It was episode 259, The Walrus and the Carpenter, where he and his co-host, who I believe his name's Scott, were discussing this, like, ad they found, which wound up actually being fictional, but it was on a site called Gumtree, where a homeowner was offering a living situation free of charge if the lodger agreed to dress as a walrus. It later came out that it was made specifically as a prank, so, like, that wasn't, like, actually a thing, but they thought this
Thank goodness it was a prank.
Thank God, could you imagine? But, like...
Because this economy...
Girl, people will do wild shit if it means they can have a nice room and cable.
100%.
But...
Same.
They just thought it was so funny that they wound up polling their Twitter followers with the hashtags walrus yes and walrus no to see if they should actually make this into a movie. And they got enough responses, walrus yes, that they made the movie. Like, they did it.
I'm glad they did.
Right? Which, like, hell yeah. You know what? You see what the people want.
So many
and
comedic beats. So many comedic beats just to, like, balance out the weird horrifying-ness. So many weird cutaways. And we have Johnny Depp as a French Canadian.
Oh my God, we're going to get into it about Johnny Depp in this movie.
Crap.
But what I think is really fun, the guy who posted the ad as a joke, he actually got hired by Kevin Smith as an associate producer on the movie. Because I think it was geared towards Kevin Smith, was like
amazing.
The idea. But yeah, I love that. Honestly, regular folks, you never know what could happen. You never know. You know what? You can do something real dumb, and sometimes it works. Right? Sometimes being Delulu is the Salulu.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the stupidest saying ever, but it's so true. Okay, shall we get into it?
Let's get into it.
All right, so Tusk came out in 2014. It was written and directed by Kevin Smith. It stars Justin Long as Wallace, Michael Parks as Howard, and Haley Joel Osment as Teddy. And here we go. Let's get a cute little synopsis going here. Arrogant best friends Wallace Brighton and Teddy Kraft host a popular, quote-unquote, eccentric interview podcast called The Not See Party. When Wallace flies to...
You have to make sure we spell it, because it's spelled Notsee party.
Yes. Very, very
clarification.
Important.
There's a joke in the movie that they use that joke.
Where they say
it's a
you
great
have
callback.
To spell it.
Yeah,
and I mean, that is such a choice that, you know. Okay, Kevin, I see you, but like that was a choice.
That was a choice. Just trying to show egregious podcasters as we're podcasting.
We're gonna get a little meta with the podcasting today.
We all love that. We love that.
Exactly.
I'm so sorry. I'll let you get back to it.
Nope, that was an important distinction. Let's get back to it. Okay. When Wallace flies to Canada to interview an internet sensation, he learns that the interviewee has committed suicide. Determined not to waste his trip, he finds a flyer offering a free and the guarantee of interesting stories, so he arrives at the mansion of Howard Howe, a retired seaman. I'm a child. Howard tells Wallace the story of how a walrus, whom he named Mr. Tusk, rescued him after a shipwreck. Wallace then passes out cold thanks to a drugged tea. The next morning, Wallace wakes up to find himself strapped into a wheelchair and his left leg amputated, which Howard claims was necessary to save his life after a spider bite. Howard then reveals his plans to fit Wallace into a perfectly constructed walrus suit in an attempt to recreate Mr. Tusk. Having found voicemails from Wallace begging for help, Allie, Wallace's girl Teddy, head to Canada to investigate. A local detective puts Allie and Teddy in touch with Guy Lapointe, played by Johnny Depp, who has been hunting Howard, who has been kidnapping, torturing, and murdering people for years. Will they reach him in time? Will Wallace survive his transformation?
This entire movie, just that makes it all you want to say the entire time. And I am super stoked that they were able to set up Justin Long's character as like not a great dude.
No, he's the fucking worst.
Because like you feel bad for him, but then like they are really good with the slow reveal that like, okay, this guy's a cheating asshole. So when you're kind of like, I don't know.
Well, I feel like it's
but they both are.
Well, it's because at first you're not rooting for him at all. He's such a dick. Like, he is cheating on his girlfriend. He doesn't care that this poor kid killed himself. He's literally only pissed that he's missing out on content for his podcast. Like, he could give a shit about this poor kid.
That's why the comedic beats are so great.
Right?
Because, you know, he says in the beginning about him, like, I don't care if I end up with not having any legs. I'm not running any marathons. And it's like, you know what, sir? You better really think about your choice words here.
You should really, really think about that for a minute there. But he never would.
That's I do, like, it's kind of funny because it's a movie made about podcasters from podcasters,
right? Which is very funny.
People just don't talk enough about how Kevin Smith is one of the OG podcasters.
He is.
For real.
This podcast has been going on forever.
Yeah, it's great. But also shout outs to the podcasts that have solved murders.
Yes,
so I mean, thank you.
Some people are really good at it, but I would also argue that those are the people who are not just trying to be either like inflammatory or whatever, like whatever words you want to use. Like,
yes,
people who are just trying to stir up drama for the sake of views.
Yes.
These are people genuinely interested in finding justice.
Yes.
Or finding the truth, at least. Like, if you can't provide justice, you can at least provide the truth.
There's a way to be respectful, right?
Right? Well, it's what's your concern, truth or popularity?
Yeah.
And depending where that lands, it will depend, it will change a lot of things about your podcast and all you as a person and a lot of other stuff. And unfortunately, Justin Long is far more interested in popularity than anything else, which is why when things first start happening, you don't really feel bad for him. You're like, well, that sucks, dude. But at the same time, like, you're not a great guy. And then as the movie goes on and it gets progressively worse and worse and worse, you're like, oh my God, nobody deserves this. This is terrible.
The walrus suit is made by Robert Kurtzman. I looked it up.
It is, yes.
Looking at the details of it is insane.
Oh, it's great. You can see like little details of faces and people who he's skinned to make this suit. And what I actually noticed, what I actually kind of loved was in the scene where you see him in his like surgical suite, if you will, like where he's going to perform the surgery. He has all of the like drawings laid out of what he wants to do. And it's like human and walrus anatomy that he's trying to fuse and all this stuff. I was like, the attention to detail. I love this.
Oh, it is great.
It's great.
It is great.
It's great. And that's what I love about Kevin Smith. Like, he might be doing something that is arguably so stupid. Like, if you look at the basic premise for this movie or like Zack and Miri Make a Porno or something like that, like it sounds so dumb, but he will execute it so well that it's great. Like,
I liked Cop Out.
I didn't see that one. I'll take your word for it.
I don't care. And then, fair. But it was great. Like, it was just a great movie. The scene that I really enjoyed the most probably is the dinner table scene. I think that's one of the...
I think that's the strongest
There's no
scene.
Escape, you know?
No, you're just stuck there. You can't move. You can't do anything. All you can do is scream, and that won't get you anything.
The entire movie is a villain monologue for sure.
Oh, my God, yes.
Oh yeah, and the screaming when he starts doing the whales, like he starts doing the sounds back.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
I didn't like that either
because it just was like no.
Well, that role, the role of Howard Howe, was actually written for Michael Parks, the guy who played him.
He did great.
He did so great, and like. Kevin Smith even said if he had turned it down, they wouldn't have made the movie. Like, and it was the same as Red State, which was the one he had made with him just before.
Yes.
And that, if Michael Parks had said no, neither of those movies would have gotten made. And honestly, I don't know if I could see anybody else playing that part other than Michael Parks, realistically.
No, I agree with that.
Sure. Like, I think it's got to be him. Also, I mentioned this to Jayme before we started recording, but I'll say it again. For a movie that was written by an American, the Canadian lore in this movie runs so deep.
It's funny, you can tell it is an American's perspective on Canadian lore as well. I do love the fact that this is just like, this is a family project here.
It is, because you've got like Kevin Smith's wife and daughter, and then Johnny Depp's daughter who's in this as well.
And they set it up for yoga hosers, which I watched the trailer scene.
I have seen yoga. Okay. I watched it after Tusk. And honestly, you're not missing much.
Like, I saw the trailer.
Yeah, I think that's enough.
I love a good, like, you know,
I think that's enough.
Something you can make as a family,
right? It's a fun little family project, and I'm glad that you made it. But I'm not gonna watch it ever again. So, watched it to support Kevin Smith because we love Kevin Smith, and that's it.
Like, this movie's great. It definitely, the rewatchability for it is just for telling people about it.
Yeah, it's the show.
You would rewatch it to show other people.
Yeah, it's this, let me show you this weird ass movie. Like,
100%, 100%. Because you can't really like throw it on. You can't really throw it on during a party or anything like that. Because
it's too weird. You get drawn in, and if you don't, then it's just too weird.
Like this man and his recluse spiders.
Right? His alleged spiders. Because we never actually see it. His alleged spiders.
Every time, that's his story. He's got one. It's like his. It was not great. Yeah.
But yes, so for anybody who didn't clock it, the two convenience store clerks in, I don't remember what the convenience store is called, but it was, I think, a pun involving the term are Harley Quinn Smith and Lily Rose Depp, the children of our director and one of our stars. And then in the restaurant Gimli Slider, the waitress is played by Kevin Smith's wife. Although, fun fact, here we go, guys. The restaurant's name is based on the Gimli Glider, an Air Canada plane that took off without the full load of fuel it was scheduled to get on July 23rd, 1983. Its two pilots had to glide it down without power for an emergency landing at Gimli Industrial Park Airport.
Damn.
So when I say the Canadian lore runs deep, I'm not kidding. I'm Canadian, and I didn't know that. I had to look that up.
So it's funny because I looked up their shooting locations, and they shot majority of in like North Carolina and like California. And I get that because Winnipeg is probably good for about maybe 4 months out of the year because it's just in a part of Canada where it's just cold. And
and then conversely very humid in the summer. But it's actually not set in Winnipeg. It is set in Bifrost, Manitoba. And Bifrost means shimmering path. Mm-hmm. And it is a reference to the Rainbow Bridge in Norse mythology that leads to the realm of the gods.
See, I love that.
But also,
it's a detailed movie.
I'm sorry, guys, I don't think the path to the realm of the gods starts in Manitoba. Well, a Canadian, I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, I might have just pissed off a lot of people from Manitoba, but I don't know if that's a thing. Maybe somewhere in like the Rockies or like in some other mountain range, maybe
behind the falls.
Yeah, something like that. Somewhere that feels a little magical.
But I like the fact that the idea of it could be in Manitoba because it's. If they
wanted to fly under the radar, that's a great place to do it. Bifrost, Manitoba, that's a great place to do it.
Yeah, no, exactly.
This movie is obviously the part of a larger franchise, basically. This movie is the first in what Kevin Smith refers to as his True North trilogy, all of which take place in Canada, oddly enough. So there's this movie, there is the sequel to Tusk, which is in development. And Jayme, I feel like you will love this reference because it was pitched and is titled the same way that iconic gentleman, James Cameron, pitched Aliens. It is Tusk with a $sign at the end for Tusks.
I do really enjoy that.
I love that.
You know, he did a Rio Theater, shout outs.
Woo!
They did a showing of Clerks 3 and he did a Q&A.
Yes, he does stuff with the Rio a lot.
And he was asked about Tusks.
Yes.
And, you know, it's one of those ones, I don't know if they're doing it or not going to do it. That was a couple years ago now. Yes. He talked about doing it.
It is technically in development.
Yes.
Development hell, I assume. However, he also has a third installment planned, which is also in development, entitled, drumroll, Moose Jaws. And it is about exactly what you think it's about. To quote Kevin Smith, it is basically, quote unquote, Jaws with a moose.
I love that. Very underrated. It's a very magical, mystical creature, but also very powerful.
Yes. And there is actually a pitch for the sequel to Tusk, but I'm going to leave that until the very end when we do our pitches. We will reveal what the actual pitch is for Tusks. But apparently Justin Long, as of 2022, Justin Long revealed that he has been in contact about making Tusks. So very slowly, but very surely, it is happening.
Because currently we have to accept Yoga Hosers as the sequel.
Indeed we do, which was 2016.
Yeah.
And
time has passed.
Time has passed. And watch the trailer if you're interested. But not really my thing.
No.
So let's dig in here. Let's get into it, Jayme.
Beautiful.
So how do you feel about Haley Joel Osment?
I thought it was a funny surprise.
Right?
I don't know why.
I think I would have to look it up on the timeline, but I think this was one of the things that he did, like, when he sort of came back from a hiatus almost. Because I know he did a couple things when he was a little older as, like, a teenager, and then he kind of disappeared for a while, which, honestly, so fair. Probably why you're a little more normal. So fair. And then he sort of reemerged. And I think this was one of the first things, because I saw this, and then much more recently, he was in the What We Do in the Shadows TV series, and it was actually very funny. He was really good. I was surprised.
You know, it's one of those things where it's like, if you have the opportunity to work with Kevin Smith and you have the opportunity to, and you know it's actually going to be kind of fun and it's just a different type of production style than what you thought.
And for him, that's like a few days' work. He's not in that much of this movie. It's probably like 2 weeks of work.
It could have been anybody. It is really random that it's him.
I think they're friends. I think he's friends with Kevin Smith, maybe. And I think that's like a thing.
I don't know why, because he's just kind of like, he's just a cutesy man.
Right?
So when he's wiping away the tears and it's just his cutesy hands just wiping away her tears, I die. I'm sorry.
I mean this in the most genuine way possible. He's just like a sweet, soft boy.
Exactly.
Like the kind of man you would just want to cuddle a little bit and hang out.
And
like,
she does.
And she does, although it's implied that they are also sleeping together, and that's not great, guys.
And he's such a good friend because he's like, I love banging beautiful ladies on the road. And then he doesn't tell the friend, and then he doesn't tell her, and then when they're at the police station, he's like, could it be sexually motivated? And then he's like, no, it couldn't be. And it's like, oh my god, you're literally lying for him right now.
See, I would argue that kind of makes him a bad friend at that point, because like your buddy is cheating on his girlfriend who you're also friends with, and you're not saying anything to her, even though you know how miserable she is because she tells you about it because she's cheating on him with fetish. You. So you're also sleeping with your friend's girlfriend, and like, this is a complex situation, friends, but I don't think any of you are great people.
No.
She's arguably the least terrible, but she's still cheating on her boyfriend. So like,
she's been deceived by both.
Has. And I mean, I am here for both women's rights and women's wrongs. So in my mind, she is the least guilty of anyone here.
Because he definitely saw an opportunity.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, naming their podcast, what they did was quite the choice, shall we say?
Very much of a callback as well.
It's, yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
Lots of callbacks throughout.
Yes.
Just to bring it up, like I said earlier, there was that, and their podcast seemed ridiculous. The sweet moment that she had where she was like talking about, this is what our life should have been. And then I forgot why, like, it's been a perfect since I've seen this. So I forgot why he didn't want her to go with. And the fact that he was just like hooking up with other random people on the road and then kind of bragging about it. And then just, it's kind of funny because you do need to have that aspect to give him some sort of comeuppance. But at the end, you are so sad for his character because you are, I don't even know what to describe, a man-made atrocity. Like, holy crap.
I mean, yeah, like, you're definitely a victim, but like, you have kind of been made into what my first instinct is to describe as a crime of nature.
Yes.
Like a crime against nature.
I don't know why, but the pool at the end, just having the ball and having the pool ring. Why did that make me laugh? Because like the proportion size just seemed really off.
And also, what zoo is this that's going to take a man-walrus hybrid?
A nice one.
What zoo is this? Is he on do people come see him? Is he on display? Wait a minute, is he in the back of Captain Spaulding's? Like, what are we doing here?
It's Manitoba.
Right, Manitoba. Y'all wild. What's
They're
going
like,
on?
we don't discriminate against any type of walrus type.
I guess not, but Damn.
It kept going through. It was such a weird ride of a movie.
It was. Okay, can we please talk about Johnny Depp in this movie and his fake nose and his Quebecois accent, which, like, I'm sorry, you are someone who grew up closer to Quebec because I am from the West Coast, so maybe you are more of an expert, but this is how I felt. Sir, that's not a Quebecois accent.
Oh, 100%. That is not a Quebecois accent.
Like,
it was just Johnny Depp being Johnny Depp, and I'll take that. Which, but it is like criminally offensive.
It's so bad. And like, I get it. His ex-wife is French. You lived with a French woman for, however many decades. So you're going to do a French accent like a French person. But that's not how Quebecois people sound.
Definitely Johnny Depp, he was not doing, he was doing his best as that character. And I could accept that as best. I think I'll get into the fact that like you guys are having fun and that's great.
And it's
but
fun,
it padded the runtime a little bit too much for me.
Lot.
This is a great concept movie, but definitely it didn't need to be an hour and 40 minutes.
No.
You got to where you needed pretty quickly because again, like there's very classic horror movie points that are made in this.
Yes.
That's why I think it's very balanced as a comedic horror film.
Well,
especially him like getting his limbs and just having such a blissful time thinking about how he should have been with his girlfriend, and then it cuts to him waking up. And also that just leads to the beautiful detail of the cup. Like I love a big gulp. Okay,
right? We love a big
gulp. Get a large diet soda is great. Yeah.
Like,
road trip
sorry,
or a slushie, anything like that.
Right. If you're going on a road trip, your road trip snacks need to look like a 12-year-old was set loose in a convenience store with like their parents' money.
Sidebar.
Like
missed plastic straws just for the large cup because the paper straws, it's a time issue.
The thing is, there are the like eco-friendly plastic ones.
Yes.
Just use those. Don't use the paper ones. They're terrible.
I'll use the longest spaghetti straw in the world if I have to.
Or just
anything that's not going to disintegrate at the end. Because I love an acidic soda and it will definitely
destroy it. Even an iced coffee will do that. Like, no, I can't.
It's time sensitive. I have sensitive teeth. Okay. Right? I just need a straw.
I need a straw. I'm often wearing lipstick. I require a straw.
Yes.
And you can call me high maintenance all you want, but that's who I am.
So when he had them at his like little weird cave thing in the zoo, and there was like crushed cups, that was such a random it's
so funny.
It just added a little relief because the scene is quite sad.
It is. Well, speaking of Johnny Depp, do you want to know who originally was going to play that part? Because originally it was not Johnny Depp. Or just someone else first.
Who?
Quentin Tarantino.
Of course.
Can you imagine Quentin Tarantino trying to do a Quebecois accent? Do you remember what happened in Django when he tried to be Australian? Can you imagine?
Sorry, I just mentally stopped.
Yeah, right? That is upsetting.
No, I like what Johnny Depp did because, again, it's an American view of Canada, so it has to be off. It can't be spot on, or it actually is offensive.
Apparently,
which is kind of funny.
Apparently, when Quentin Tarantino read the script, he did really like it, but I guess afterwards he told Kevin Smith that he had like misunderstood. He thought he was being offered the Justin Long part. He thought he was being offered Wallace, not Guy, the police officer.
Main character
which
energy.
Is why he turned it down.
But for real.
But his comment was he couldn't wait to watch Michael Parks let loose his internal kraken, which I thought was funny. But unsurprisingly, Johnny Depp actually wound up improvising basically all of his lines for this movie.
You could tell.
Yeah. And honestly, not necessarily in a bad way. Like, some of those were pretty funny.
No, I actually liked it. One of the most disgusting things was him smashing the burger.
That was so much.
Right
on the table?
It was.
That's so much. Well, honestly, one of my quote-unquote complaints about this movie has to do with that, and you can tell he's an American who has been to Canada but is not Canadian, because the one reference that they make to Tim Hortons is him ordering a double-double with 8 sugars and a dash of cream. And sir, I don't even drink Tim Hortons, but as a Canadian, that one stung, because again, for our American or otherwise listeners, a double-double is a coffee with 2 creams and 2 sugars. That's why you call it a double-double. So when he orders that, you're like, that's not what that is!
The thing is, though, is that somebody has the audacity to actually order it like that.
Oh, I'm sure
and
they
you would just have to, like, kind of decode that. That's the sad truth.
So basically, you want a double with 6 extra sugars is what you want.
Yeah, you do. Or actually, here's the real math. Okay,
let's get into it.
Is it 10 sugars or are you adding 6 sugars?
Oh, that's
because
the
it's
question.
a double with 8 sugars.
That's a good question.
So it has to be like
Kevin Smith. Feel free to weigh in.
Anybody, feel free to weigh. Is there any coffee makers?
Right?
Is there any Tim Hortons employees or baristas out there? If you got that order, like.
What would it be?
Yeah. Is it 10 sugars or are you adding
Or is it 8 sugars?
Yeah, there's 8 sugars in total. 8 or 10.
We're getting down to the real questions. But yeah, as a Canadian, I was like, and also a Quebecois man who cannot eat poutine.
Yeah.
He talks about how he cannot eat poutine. And like, sir, if you are Quebecois and you have IBS or something similar and you shouldn't eat cheese, you will power through for poutine. That is part of your DNA.
And see, that's why it's great, because we know that it's not a real Canadian.
Exactly.
It's so stupid, but it adds to it. This movie is fucking ridiculous.
And also, again, for Americans and those who don't know, poutine is actually a French-Canadian thing. Like, I know it's known as just a Canadian thing, but it's actually specifically a French-Canadian thing.
It has to be a specific curd, it has to be gravy, and it has to be
hot.
And it also has to be like a certain potato as well.
It does.
Yes.
It does. There's like we're so Canadian right now, Jayme, but like, yes.
It's getting serious
We
here.
get serious about our poutine in Canada.
That's the other question. Do you prefer squeakers or do you prefer like a little bit more of a melty cheese when it comes to your poutine?
I like somewhere in between.
Me too.
Yeah, where it melts, but it'll still give you a little squeak. That's the ideal.
Yeah, exactly.
My thing is the fries have to be crispy.
They do.
Because you have to like double fry them. They have to be like extra crispy, because otherwise when you put the gravy on, they just become a soggy mess.
These
Poutine
are the
corner.
real friggin' facts, people.
This is Poutine Corner with Becca and Jay.
Well, if you're like, for real, if people are ever wondering how serious we are about talking about poutine, like this is how stupid.
This is all Canadians
Yeah.
right now. Like any Canadian who you bring this up to will probably have these kinds of feelings about it.
It's not just fries and gravy and cheese. It's a thing.
It's so much more.
Okay, I'm gonna. I
to
think it's because I just want fries right now.
I know. I'm like, damn, poutine would be delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, that was something I noticed about the end of this movie, actually, bringing us back here. Wallace survives on raw fish. He still has a human digestive system. He would still need, like, human food.
That's like...
Because even though his
true.
like limbs and things have changed, his stomach has not. And how his body absorbs nutrients has not. If he get fish, he would get food poisoning and die.
Is he filled with blubber?
I mean, I assume so.
Like, how is he, like... Because, like, how... Like, you can't...
Right?
Like what's packed in there?
I don't know.
That's horrifying, Becca.
These are the questions.
That's disgusting.
These are the questions.
Like,
because it's like attached to him, like his face, his hands, etc. So I assume. I mean, we're gonna get real graphic.
I love the bodysuit,
but like,
because it pops in and out with that head, right?
Oh, but like, I assume his other skin or whatever has potentially been removed at that point in a piece under the suit, because it's attached to his face on like the outsides and stuff, and so like. Did he try to do some kind of like a muscle graft kind of situation?
I wonder if it's like, you know, like the butterfly guy in Midsommar.
Maybe.
And then you just...
Yeah, like in it?
I feel like he kept the fat. I think he kept the fat.
I'm sure.
And then he like stuffed him like a Build-A-Bear workshop
Well, that's
bear.
what I'm wondering is if he kept the fat and some of the muscle and then tried to like fuse the muscles together kind of deal.
This is actually the
worst conversation
Build-A-Bear experience ever.
Oh, Jayme, Build-A-Bear, no. Oh,
I love
God.
that.
Yay.
Do the little wish with your heart.
Oh, boy.
Like,
oh, my God.
his even like, oh my gosh, like the fact that he ends up killing his walrus friend,
Yes.
the real Mr. Tusk, and then he
Yes.
gets saved. Like you felt like you're like, you know what? I kind of understand
Honestly,
the vibe, but you
but,
can't
like,
do that.
Hot take, though. If you were either the friend at the end, would you stop Johnny Depp from killing him? Because I don't think I would.
I don't
think
know.
that would be a mercy killing, because would he want to keep living like that? Like, maybe ask him, I guess?
You would have, like, honestly, yeah, I would have to ask him.
I'd
Because,
be like, do you want me to do this right now?
Because
Like,
you're like
nod
a
your
conscious
head.
being,
Yeah,
so you can still
exactly.
consent to it or not.
Right? I think there must have been some kind of a conversation, I guess. Because, like, did he lose his... I guess he did take his tongue out, so he did kind of lose his ability to speak. But
Yeah, but he can still...
he can,
he's
like,
got
nod
his-
or, like,
yeah.
do something. Yeah, like... Because I mean, I can only speak for myself, but if I was Wallace, I would be like, take me out. I don't want to live. Take me out.
Well, see, that's the question, right? Because he has the opportunity to die because he was going to kill him.
Right.
And then it was like, honestly, it was so funny when he just like pops out of his own walrus suit and he's just like, now I'm trying. Yeah, I want to survive. That part,
now
honestly.
We're both walruses.
Yeah. And then he's like, no, instincts, I'm out of here. And he tries to like club him. And it's like, honestly, dude, you fucking suck because that's so unfair because you obviously did that to ones that were so close to like overpowering you.
Yep.
So that is the actual kill scene and the satisfaction. But at the same time, is it satisfying? Because he wanted him to kill him.
Yep.
So it's just goal. Like, fuck, like you're giving this guy what he wants.
Right?
But at the end, it's like, well, me dying, I can't, like, I don't want to die either.
Exactly.
So that's kind of why I think that.
I mean, I guess Wallace didn't want to die at that point, but like, if I was Wallace, take me out. I don't want to be a walrus.
Yeah, ask me a year later when you're bringing me fish. All right.
Like, amen.
Like, you're like, no. Man, I wanted salmon.
Why do you keep bringing me mackerel? I wanted salmon. God.
There's nothing holy about it.
Spend the extra $10. I'm worth it. All right.
Exactly.
Give me a nice fillet. Look at my life. This is my only pleasure, my only joy.
Like a sushi boat, at least.
Ooh.
Like a proper sashimi sushi boat?
I'd say.
And a gulp. I wonder, like, yeah. Did it show what he was drinking out of his gulp cup? Was it just...
I don't think it did. I think it was just a big gulp. You just assume it was like pop or something.
What's your two?
Ooh, depends. If we're just doing like a fountain drink, then I'm usually like a Diet Coke kind of a girly.
And then if there's like a flavor, are we adding a flavor?
Sometimes I do like a vanilla Coke. So I'll do like a vanilla Diet Coke or like a maybe cherry Diet Coke, depending if I'm feeling a little crazy.
Love that.
But I got a better question. Well, not a better question, but my question to me. What's your Slurpee combo? What's your go-to Slurpee flavor?
Oh, see, I'm very particular.
Me too, so I'm intrigued.
Because I do prefer more of like a slush puppy type scenario where you can add more juice because like the already pre-made slushy, like it doesn't juice right.
You got to get a good consistency.
But I love blue raspberry. I'm so basic. I'm a blue raspberry gal.
I do love a blue raspberry. If we're doing like a Slurpee, I do a combo of Coke and grape.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's the best combo.
Interesting.
It's the best combo. If you don't believe me, try it.
Sneaky.
It's good. Because like I wouldn't get just like grape by itself or something like that. So like Coke and grape. Trust me.
I like that.
Yeah, it's the best combo.
I like the fact that like both in America and here, we just like a good big cup.
We do. We love things that are like supersized.
Yes.
Although not as much here as in America.
Yeah.
Our supersize is smaller than
They
theirs.
limited us.
They did, and it's probably for our own good.
It's coming for you. It kind of is actually,
Well, I mean,
isn't it? I don't know. I don't know what's going on with your news. I don't know. Don't come for me. I'm scared.
I feel like we're getting very sidetracked this episode, but I'm leaning in. We're leaning into it.
There's so many like tiny details. We haven't even got into the epic mealtime guy.
Oh God, it's so much. But yeah, when I was so this would have been very early 2005. No, 2006. So very like March of 2006, like very early 2006. I went on a school trip to New York because I was in the theater department, darling. So you went and saw some real Broadway. At like 15, and I remember a few of the girls on the trip who were all sharing a room wanted to see what a real supersized American McDonald's meal looked like because we don't have them in Canada. It's not the same, right? So they ordered one and they split it amidst 4 teenage girls and could barely finish it. It was so giant, and they got it delivered to the hotel room, which was like, this was pre-Uber Eats, folks. That was a big deal. But yeah, we were staying not too far from Times Square, and there was one that offered delivery. So they got a supersized meal, and they got a couple extra drinks. I think they got like 1 or 2 extra drinks. Because the supersized drink was massive.
I don't know why a part of me is just like, come on.
I mean,
as a former chunkster, it's like,
same.
are you guys
I'm like,
serious?
You could have split that between 2, and that would have worked.
Yeah,
like,
a chicken nugget? Are you serious?
Well,
Give me 10.
Well, I think at the time it came with something like 20 chicken
when they
nuggets
actually gave me,
like
okay,
like,
see.
yeah, it was like massive.
That's
again,
crazy.
This was 2006. Like this was
it was a time.
different era.
It was a time.
And the fries, I remember seeing the container. It was empty, but it was like, and I know you guys can't see me, but Jayme Jimmy can see me
I can
now.
see you, yeah.
It was like...
Because it's supposed to be like a half pound of fries, essentially.
It was like massive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I still remember that.
Okay. Because if it was like a burger and 20 nuggets and half a pound of fries, then I can totally see that. But if it was just like a burger, a half pound of fries, and a supersized Coke, then
it was like a massive
I'm going to finish that and not feel great after. That's about it. But yeah, the massive nugget meals for sure.
Because they wanted something to split, so it was a massive nugget meal. But
speaking of food, like the progression of different foods, like seeing him go from the full meal to the fish was kind of wild. And then, they have, I don't know if anybody is familiar with the Epic Mealtime series, bacon strips, bacon strips, bacon strips.
Next time, we eat a tiger.
Yeah.
Next, we eat a gun.
So like you said, all this like weird Canadian lore that they put in there, like him being the Asian into Canada, because that was like really popular. Like,
and also
around that time, and I think that guy was trying to get into movies around then too.
Yep. And I mean, I'm gonna go kind of hard on our fun facts for a couple of minutes here because the Canadian lore on this movie runs so fucking deep. It is wild. So we'll start on the surface and we'll get a little deeper. When Justin Long is calling his friends from the bar in Winnipeg, it is called Bar H. It's actually referencing a place called Bar I that is short for Bar Italia, that's actually in Winnipeg. And Jason Mewes, when he was working on Todd and the Book of Pure Evil, which shot 2 seasons in Winnipeg, it was and still is a popular place for film and TV crews to hang out after work. So again, reference to real Canadian place. We're starting off small. And this one is I actually put in here just for you, Jimmy, because I feel like this is a little Jimmy deep cut. Because when Guy, Teddy, and Allie are in the convenience store talking to the 2 teenage girls, they flash back to the scene when Wallace meets them, and his comment is, "How's Degrassi going for them?"
I love Degrassi.
I know you love Degrassi.
Also, speaking of which, Kevin Smith does his Degrassi episodes.
Yes, I was just going to say, he's a huge Degrassi fan.
Perfect.
He's appeared in a few episodes in season 4 and season 5.
It's so random, but I love
it. He also appears in the Degrassi TV movie, Degrassi Goes to Hollywood. And for those of you, again, who don't know, Degrassi is a Canadian teen, what would you call it, like soap opera, I guess, or like teen drama.
100% a teen drama.
Yeah, it's like our equivalent to the WB. That's our thing.
You don't realize how big that is until people like from the States talk about it, because you think that's it, but that's also like for sure.
It's been on in some iteration or another because it's had a few different versions since like I think the early mid 80s.
Yeah, there's
a long time it's been on the air. I think
it started off with a kid show, and then it had a like them and Degrassi, and then there's Degrassi Junior High, and then there's Degrassi High. And then Next Generation.
Next Generation, which ran for a really long time, which is how we got, what was it, like Nina Dobrev, Drake.
So many people.
So many people were on Degrassi.
My favorite part about Degrassi is the fact that they actually did win an Emmy with their teen pregnancy drama.
They did? Oh my God.
And then that's why Emma's name is Emma, because they named her after their Emmy that they won.
Look at that.
So more lore on lore. Continue with the facts about this one.
Lore on lore.
Is Laura here?
Oh my God, girl, what's up? So in the movie, Howard makes reference to the Duplessis orphans, and that is actually a historically accurate reference. So I hope you guys are ready for a little Canadian history deep dive with Becca. The Duplessis orphans were a population of Canadian children wrongly certified as mentally ill by the provincial government of Quebec and were thus confined to psychiatric institutions in the 1940s and 50s. Many of these kids were deliberately miscertified in order to acquire additional subsidies from the federal government. They are named for Maurice Duplessis, who served as Premier of Quebec for 5 non-consecutive terms between 1936 and 1959. Because... Again, fun fact for Americans, in Canada, you can actually be reelected basically as many times as people want you to be in office. We don't have the same rules around term limits that you guys do.
Not good.
It's a whole thing. The controversies associated with Duplessis, and particularly the corruption and abuse concerning the Duplessis orphans, have led to the popular historic conception of his term as premier is known as La Grande Noirceur, or the Great Darkness. The Duplessis orphans have accused both the government of Quebec and the Catholic Church of wrongdoing. The Church has denied involvement in the scandal and disputes claims of those seeking financial compensation for harm done. It is believed to actually be the largest case of child abuse in Canadian history outside of the Canadian residential school system. And for those of you who don't know, that is some really dark, really fucked up shit that happened in Canada for a real time. Anybody who thinks of Canada as this like perfect sunny place, no, it's not. But you can do a whole podcast on that, so we will leave that to other people who are more qualified than us. But the references that Howard makes to being locked away and confined in institutions and all this stuff, that actually happened to like a lot of people in Quebec. It was real bad. But again, look at Kevin Smith putting this Canadian lore in here, because that's exactly the kind of thing that could lead to a Canadian serial killer when you have that kind of crazy child abuse, as many a true crime podcast has pointed out. So yeah, there you go. This has been Canadian History with Becca.
The dark side.
The dark side of Canada.
Yeah, we have some really not so great fun history. If you ever want to look into that, there is a plethora of podcasts.
There is.
I don't have anyone to recommend right off the bat, but there is. I promise
lots,
you.
There's lots. There's any resource you want: books, podcasts, documentaries, all of it.
You'd be like,
anybody
there?
Again, like there's this really. I think it's really funny. There's this conception of Canadians in the world as just being like the most gentle people and all this stuff, which, not correct. We're very nice. We're very polite. We're very nice. But like, if you look up, for example, the Geneva Convention, a lot of that is based on stuff we did, where we can get real fucked up. Like, yeah, it's a lot.
We're great. We just have a dark history, just like every other place has a dark history.
And you know what? We're also that country where like we're so nice, we're so kind, we'll help you out, we'll do whatever. You fuck with us, we will kill you. Like that's kind of the vibe.
We're just hardened by our long winters.
Like,
that's all it is here.
We're the country that produced both Mike Myers and David Cronenberg. Range.
Exactly.
there's a spectrum of being Canadian.
You have to have the best of both worlds here. And we contribute. We contribute to art, all right? We contribute to your laughs and to your horror.
Right? Google how many celebrities are actually Canadian. It'll blow your mind. We produce some great talent.
So that's why, again, like it was just funny to just always see what an American's perspective is on this for sure.
Right? And like I feel like Kevin Smith really loves Canada, which I think is really fun.
He definitely does.
And like you can tell. It's like
I love how people think we're strange. It's so funny.
Strange. We're very weird.
Yeah.
Actually, if you want to hear about strange Canadiana, I will recommend one podcast,
All
Dark Poutine.
Syrup. Yeah, that one's good.
Dark Poutine is fun. It's like ghost stories and fun stuff. So if you want to learn about like weird, fun Canadian stuff, definitely check that one out.
100%.
So basically, one of the things that got Kevin Smith really excited about making this movie is he said, I wanted to write what I felt was the only wrong of Red State, which was the movie he'd made previously, by scripting something with no religious or sexual politics that could grow up to be a weird little movie and not an indie film called to arms or a frustrated self-distribution manifest. I just wanted to showcase Michael Parks in a fucked up story where he could recite some Lewis Carroll and the rhyme of the inner to some poor motherfucker sewn into a realistic walrus costume.
Right.
And honestly, I love that.
I
love that.
It's great. It's great.
So fun.
Because like if you don't have the comedic elements that you do, this movie is insanely horrifying.
Yeah.
Like it's because there's no relief.
Nope.
It's gonna happen.
Yep.
And that part right there is like, oh no. Mm-hmm. You think that maybe there's gonna be an out, especially at the scene where he just amputates his legs. Mm-hmm. But then after that, there's no after that. I also thought this movie was shot very well. The cinematographer has quite the filmography. I think he did do the cinematography for Moonlight, and there's a few.
Oh, really?
He's got a pretty good catalog.
That's so awesome. I didn't know that.
And
That's
it's like kind of after this. Like obviously he did Yoga Hosers, and he did a bunch of other. Like he's done a lot,
so cool.
but he's definitely has done some Academy
Award winning.
Yeah, exactly. Because you needed it too, right?
Excuse me. Speaking of a lack of relief, when this movie came out, that was actually one of the things that really divided a lot of the people who saw it, because this premiered at TIFF, the Toronto International Film Fest, as part of their Midnight Madness run, which is where they they don't really do genre, but it's like a little more genre focused. And it was actually the first runner-up to the People's Choice Award. So some people really liked it, but really didn't. And like of all people, Richard Roper, or Ebert and Roper from When We Were Kids, I'm aging myself in a very big way, but it's fine.
For you. Yeah,
I'm aging the shit out of myself, and it's fine. He gave it a positive review, and he said, "I'm recommending Kevin Smith's uniquely twisted Tusk, but there's a part of me that wishes I could unsee it. Over the last 15 years, I've seen thousands of movies, and I can count on one hand the number of times I've actually closed my eyes during because I needed a quick 3-second break."
That's hilarious. No, like, definitely that's why this movie is pretty great.
It is relentless.
And why you don't really need to see it more than once because of just how much the imagery sticks.
Yes.
I do enjoy like, how do you get contractors to do the inside of your home? Like, get a walrus tank in there, you know,
honestly,
like an air enclosure.
I mean, I think... And I'm not
like, who's building this?
I mean, I'm not going to get too far into it, but I think we've seen in the news recently, I think if you have enough money, people will shut up about it.
That's true.
Or also, I'm going to reference him again because I think I've already referenced him on this podcast. They could do what H.H. Holmes did.
That's what I was thinking.
Which is where you hire a contractor and a building crew and they get the project about a third finished and then you fire them and you hire a new one and they start working on slightly different plans and then they get about a third of the way finished and then you fire them and you bring new people in and eventually it's all done, but nobody ever really has a concept of what it fully looks like.
100%.
So I think it's one of the
because
two.
Only you should know of your evil lair,
of your murder castle.
100%.
But yeah, the rest of the critics did not like this movie. The one I have here was a fellow from the Seattle Times, gave the film 0 out of 4 stars. And Tusk, which is based on one of Smith's own podcasts, is the most disgusting and pointless movie I've ever seen. Emphasis on pointless. I spent half the movie sick to my stomach.
It's so funny because it's like, it's so great though.
Right. And like, don't get me wrong. I was surprised by the level of gore this time watching it because I had kind of forgotten that. Like, it is actually decently gory, but it's not the most disgusting movie I've ever seen. Like, maybe I'm just really desensitized.
It's body horror, so it's always going to make you uncomfortable. Exactly. And it's definitely the thought of it.
Yes.
Because of the thought of somebody actually fusing your legs together, actually removing your feet.
Right, like amputating your feet and doing all of this stuff. Like
removing your tongue. As Johnny Depp described, I love how we both picked, like, we act like I forgot that he was in this.
Yep.
And our last wild card was Sweeney Todd.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
So we accidentally did.
Johnny Depp has been the theme in our wild card.
We double dipped in the Depp.
Oh my god, we did. We double dipped in the Depp without even realizing it. Oh my god.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Well, he actually is not credited in this movie, which might be part of why you forgot. He was not credited until after the movie's release, but if you watch it, he is not credited anywhere. There's no credit for anyone who plays Guy Lapointe.
You know, it's wild because the only thing I did remember was just the dinner table scene and him in the suit. And then just like the end scene where it's just, you've accepted this lifestyle.
Yep.
So I forgot all the other stuff because like it's, it pads it. Like you have a really cool concept and you have all these like characters and ideas. So that's that's the thing about horror comedy and I love it. But because there's comedic beats, sometimes the horror aspect stuff kind of goes.
Yeah, you kind of lose a little bit of that tension. Yeah,
but you know, love. It's just that's such a small critique. That is such a small critique because I do love it.
I do. I also love it. And Michael Parks actually passed away a little while ago, and in a tribute to him, Kevin Smith mentioned that the fake voice he uses in the one scene where he interacts with Johnny Depp, where he's like using this alternate persona, was actually completely something Parks improvised. It was his idea. He was actually supposed to do a French Canadian accent instead, was the original plan. But here's a little sort of Easter egg for you guys if you don't know. Michael Parks was on Twin Peaks back in the day, doing a French Canadian accent. He plays one of the Renault brothers on Twin Peaks because I actually coincidentally just finished one of many rewatches of Twin Peaks.
Beautiful.
Because I am a David Lynch kind of weirdo. So he didn't want to do it because he was like, that would be stupid. I've done that before. People would just think I'm recycling my character. So like,
personally, I think it adds to it because then it shows that he's not supposed to be there and that there was something up with the situation.
Yes.
As much as it is just this really long interaction between two very accents.
Yes.
But it's the charm.
It is. Well, I mean, according to Smith, he said it was, quote, like watching two wizards do battle and you can't figure out who the bad guy is.
Yes.
And that apparently Parks was absolutely ecstatic over being allowed to, quote, chew the scenery around a major movie star who was also, quote, chewing the scenery, which is absolutely what they're both doing. And honestly, love that for you guys. Love that for you guys. So fun. I love that. You can just tell, I feel like you said it earlier, but you can just tell everybody's having a great time making this movie.
Exactly.
Everybody's having so much fun. And like, I do wonder, because Kevin Smith also said that the vast majority of the budget of this movie was actually used to obtain the rights to the song Tusk by Fleetwood Mac that plays. And that's not going to come cheap. So I wonder, like, did Robert Kurtzman donate some of his time or something like that? Like, how I think these people were really in it for the love of the game. You know what I mean?
Especially when you look at the producers, like, you can tell it's a lot of their friends.
So what was the best of this movie for you, Jane?
Probably the set design and the creature design, and also Justin Long just gives his classic performance where he just gets to be himself. It's really got a charm to it. Like they've already, and for like not the best parts is probably just a padding of time, because then it gets a little too loose.
Yeah, for me, I put the moment that I really liked the best was actually when Justin Long gets in the walrus pool and then he finds the remains of the other walrus hybrids.
It just keeps getting worse.
Right? You realize this isn't even close to the first time he has tried this. Like, you are not getting out of this.
Go swimming, Mr. Tusk.
Mr. Tusk. And like, Michael Parks is so great in this. You can just tell he's having so much fun. So he was definitely my favorite part of this. Just his endless villain monologues and do it like so fun.
Everything was so invasive as well. Like him jumping in the water with him just sitting with him.
That's the perfect word for this movie. Invasive.
Horrible.
That's a perfect word for it. That's how you feel watching this movie.
There's no consent. Not having consent is always going to be horrifying, no matter what.
You almost feel like as if your consent has been taken away from you somehow, even though you sat down voluntarily to watch this movie. Like, there's something about it.
I agree, and that goes back to the cinematography, because it is shot so much from his perspective.
It's true. And it really puts you in Wallace's shoes.
Like him
his fins, rather.
Trying to like hypnotize him with all seagulls and then like the ball and stuff. Like, it's just playing constantly because he's just his own thoughts in this weird sensory deprivation tank.
It's so much.
With his HH home contractors.
His contractors.
They probably just used the same one from Fresh. Same one from...
the one who built all the murder basements. I'm sure there's one guy.
How do you get a card to that?
I think just have to be super rich and then start hanging around about the right people and be like, I'm thinking about doing some renovations.
Yeah.
And like, oh, where? The basement. I know a guy.
What do you get him for Christmas?
I don't want to know.
Is it a bottle of alcohol? What kind of candle,
Yeah, I don't know if I want to know what's on his Christmas list.
Maybe a bonus. Maybe
a bonus. I think that's what you get him for Christmas.
He's like, I'm just trying to go on all the Disney cruises as much as possible. But those are expensive.
They're expensive. For me, I think the worst. It's kind of like best worst though is Johnny Depp, just because like that accent is unforgettable.
I agree.
But you're having such a great time that I'll let it slide. And the only thing I said that was like a little more notable was something I went off about before. It was just the Canadian lore. It just runs so deep, but that Tim Hortons reference is fucking unforgivable. I'm sorry. I can't get over that.
It's like it's Canadian lore, but it's hilarious again because it's like Coffee Mate versus Cream.
Right.
It's a little off, but it's still doing what it should be doing because it's like fanboying the Canada. Because we're Canadian, I grew up right in the heart of it. I've sugar bushed before for my maple syrup.
Oh my God, this is so Canadian. This is so Canadian.
I've had syrup on a stick from a snowbank.
Yes, that's the ultimate. I haven't done that actually. Both my brother got to do that, but I haven't done that.
And I did for school where I went to film school. It was in Thunder Bay. So what that's about it's a 10-hour drive from the place that they've decided that this takes place from. Saying earlier, you had to shoot in North Carolina because there is about 4 months out of the year where it's actually going to look green and lush like that. I don't know if you guys had a shooting schedule, but it's like it just made me laugh. I was like, also a walrus would have been more comfortable in that, but he's also got a human skin suit, so I don't think the climate is that adapted.
Yeah, I don't think that's how that works.
Such a random place in Canada. That's why it's funny. I get it.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And I say, like, if you're trying to fly under the radar, then Bifrost, Manitoba, pretty good place to do it.
It's cold. We're cold.
It's cold. There's not a lot of people. Nobody really wants to hang out there. I mean, tourist-wise, at least.
No, but if you want to turn somebody into a walrus, there is a lot of soundproofing with the woods.
That's true. That's the thing about having nobody anywhere. Like, I think it was funny. Again, sidetracked. I was in Europe a couple years ago with my mom. We were in Paris, and we were in line to go to this thing we had tickets for. And the group behind us was an American family. There were 3 of them. And we started talking about Canada versus America and stuff. And like all very friendly, very just like small talk, nothing crazy. But we were talking about, they were like, oh, what do you think is one of the big differences in terms of just like day-to-day things? And I was like, honestly, the space. We have so much more space than you guys do. And they were like, what do you mean? And fun fact for anybody who doesn't know, the entire population of Canada is less than the population of California alone. We have so many less people here and so much more geographical space.
But the parts that are geographically inhibited are like...
Yes.
Like lower parts of Canada for sure, because
I mean, at the
winters
time,
are harsh AF.
Yeah, at the time I made a joke because the people were like, wow, how come there's like so much space and not very many people? And I was like, because nobody wants to live in a good chunk of it. And my mom got really upset and was like, Rebecca! And I started laughing and I was like, no, I mean, the winters are very, very harsh and it's like, it's a hard life compared to what a lot of people want. Like, it's not like living in a major city. Like, it's very different.
100%.
And not a lot of people are cut out for it. So a lot of people don't live there, basically. So if you are someone who values privacy,
yes,
Northern Canada,
yes,
you'll have more of it than you can possibly stand.
Make your own rules. Beautiful.
Oh, stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. Especially if you're into really outdoorsy shit, that is the place for you.
Yes.
But if you're not, like myself, city girl, so no. But if you can stand the cold and you like being real outdoor, definitely check it out. You'll love it.
Yes, but where we live, not a lot of space, a lot of people.
A lot of people, not a lot of snow here either.
No.
One of the only spots in Canada.
The news like to claim that we had a no snow winter, and we kind of did.
Yeah, we kind of did, which is a little weird. But
just didn't stay. It just didn't stay. So yeah, that was probably some of the best part. Do you have any other final thoughts on this?
Honestly, for me, I think the only other thing that really sort of stood out to me was the makeup that we mentioned, like Robert Kurtzman making the suit is unreal. Like, it's so good. And I mean, it's Robert Kurtzman. This is the man behind Walking Dead. He's the, the K of K and B effects who do all of the stuff for like Quentin Tarantino and like so many major film productions. Like, absolutely stunning. I do agree. It's too long. You've had the end time a little too much. But I have a question for you, Jayme. Did you watch the post-credits scene?
Oh.
It's terrible. You didn't miss anything. It's literally Johnny Depp back at the burger place farting. Why did we need that?
Wait.
You're like, I gotta go back.
That is actually pretty funny.
Right? And I also found it really funny that like Johnny Depp's French-Canadian accent, but Lily Rose Depp's Canadian accent is actually pretty good.
Yeah, and
I was like, how did that happen? Like, that's kind of fun.
It was actually pretty funny, them too.
Like, for where she's supposed to be from, like, that was pretty good.
And if people are wondering, I don't know conversational French. I literally just know words, and that's from public school French, because you don't think that you do, but it's just really random shit that that whatever class you've studied, whatever your class course decided to study.
Yep.
Like pizza toppings.
Yep.
Like there's just like food, right? Like there's like pretty like funny stuff like that, or just like asking for small stuff. So when people are like, "Oh my god, like you're Canadian, do you speak French? Both languages?"
Yeah.
It depends.
Most people don't.
Yeah.
Most people don't. In all honesty, most people don't. It depends where you live.
Yes. Depends what kind of school system you decided to do, where people are actually...
Like, I speak a little bit of French, but that's because I did a specialized French program as a kid where all of your schooling is done in French so that you have to learn French kind of like by force.
Yes.
But I am nowhere near fluent because I don't really use my French in day-to-day life because I live on the west coast of Canada. I don't live in Quebec, which means that like it's not nearly as common. Like, for example, I'm not going to say anything about it really, but where I work, we have to have a certain number of French speakers in order to comply with federal law. And the struggle is real to find people who are fluent in French, despite it being our second official language. So it really depends where you live. And
the block is strong with that one.
Oh, the block. Oh, we can't get into that now.
That's just funny. It's just funny. Honestly, guys, we're fucking...
This is the most
we're
Canadian
fantasy land.
ever.
Well, it's just... It's always interesting to see because we're never like talked positively. Even though they're making fun of us, it's like, I don't know, but I'm kind of in on the joke.
Right? Like, we know that you make fun of Canadians. Like, Canadians know.
The fact that I know how much Kevin Smith loves Canada.
Yes.
That's why
tell.
it's just,
You're like, okay.
It's great.
Well, because that's the thing. I feel like that's what it is that works, is that Canadians are in on the joke.
Yes.
We know what you all think of us. It's fine. We're just like, yeah, okay.
Like,
sure.
yeah, it's so funny.
Right? Like, because then when you travel, if people assume you're American and you go, no, actually, I'm Canadian, and then you have the appropriate Canadian accent.
There was a stupid...
People are like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Stupid joke about how he was just like, we're a kilometer away from the 9-mile marker. There was some really silly jokes like that that I'm like, I hate it, but you know what? I love it.
I love it. Or when they talk about the Canadian highways, I'm like, yes, you're talking about the number one. Everybody knows the number one across the entirety of Canada. The Trans-Canada Highway goes the whole way across.
We're number one.
Number one.
Highway.
Hey.
So I'm just like looking over my notes for a second because I'm trying to think if there was any other funny shit that...
What would you rate this, Jimmy?
I would definitely... See, this is difficult because I want to give it a high rating because of the... I would love to give this a high rating simply because I love it. But unfortunately, there's like, I have to go 6. I have to go 6 out of 10.
I gave this a 5 for the same reason. I was like, I can't give it a low rating because I do love it. But I also have to acknowledge that this movie is insane.
The fact that it sticks with you that much is very powerful.
It does, because I referenced it earlier. But for me, the image of Justin Long, basically once his friends have broken in and he's just as a walrus kind of like screaming and weeping, and it's just like a tight shot on his face. That's never left my brain since I saw that. That's never left
100%, because his fate is sealed.
Yep, that's it. This is your life now.
Yes.
How much do you think this movie cost to make, Jimmy?
I'm gonna go with $8 million.
Ooh, that's a bold one. This movie cost approximately $3 million to make.
I can see that.
Which tells me that a lot of people did this for the love of the game.
100%. And like, there's a lot of producers involved, and you can tell it's friends. Also, it's their daughters.
Exactly. Yeah. It's friends and family. How much movie made?
I don't think it made that much. Probably like 500,000 opening weekend.
Okay. No, it did a little better than that. Not much, but a little better.
In total, let's do 20 million.
Okay. So its opening weekend, it made $846,000. Little over.
Okay.
0.8. So $846,831 was its total for its opening weekend. And worldwide, its gross profits were $1.9 million. So it did not make its budget back.
Is there a current overall?
For streaming, I couldn't find anything at this point, like what it has made since. But when it was in theaters,
I just gave it some money for rental today.
Right?
So.
Like, I'd be intrigued to see how much it's made since, but I don't know that it's
some little word of mouth. Like
a little bit. I mean, this is definitely a cult one for sure.
You have to let the soup simmer for a minute in order for us to get the best.
Right? That's how you get the good flavors.
That's exactly. That maybe I hope, like, that's why I'm just like, I love him so much. Where I'm like, that doesn't sound right.
No,
he made more money.
Yeah. People who love Kevin Smith really love Kevin Smith.
He's just a good guy.
He is. He's just a good dude. And now he's vegan, which is so funny because he used to be the like huge Kevin Smith guy, and now he's like little teeny skinny Kevin Smith.
He's like, I would love to see my children live.
Right. Well, his like honest, I won't go into it too much because we've been so sidetracked this episode, but he had a massive heart attack and like almost died, and it was like real scary. And his daughter was vegan, and basically she was like, "Hey, Dad, let's do it!" And now they're like buddies about it, and I think it's really cute. I'm like, I love that for you guys.
I do too. Like
so cute. Love that.
Health is wealth,
right? So this movie currently had a tomato score of 45%.
I did see that. It did kind of hurt my feelings.
36 from audience, which I was surprised by. I thought the audience would be at least 40. I was kind of shocked by that.
It's because, you know what? Fucking posers.
Right? These people don't understand the glory that is this film.
That's such a great question, and I thought about this really well. First off, wouldn't take the tea.
Yeah, wouldn't accept the drink.
And also, I would wait done telling a story, and then I would leave. Yep. Because at this point, I've already decided to go into the second space, but never accept drinks from strangers.
Ever.
Make sure you make it yourself.
Yep.
Life lesson.
Absolutely.
When would you leave?
I think my answer is similar in that I wouldn't accept the tea. Like, that wouldn't be a thing. If anything, I would have my big gulp, and like when he goes to pee, I would just like fill it up in the sink so you have water.
So sorry, I would like to preface in this perspective, I am a man.
Yes.
So that I would go into this dwelling.
Exactly, because as a woman, I would just not do that, period. But as a man, yes, I would not accept a drink. If I was thirsty, I would have just like refilled my cup or something.
See, I love how like as I continue this from a man perspective, it's like, well, I would drink the tea then, wouldn't you?
I still don't think I would, just because you don't know anything. Like, you have just clapped eyes on this person in that way. And like, also, I'm just not a huge tea drinker. So for me, that wouldn't really be a thing. I would listen to the story and then I would leave after that, because I think even as a man, I wouldn't sleep in this place. Like, I don't know you. I don't know what you're about. Like, no, if anything, I will go drive for a couple of miles and just sleep in my car. I'll just pull over on the side of the road and I'll just sleep in my car.
Already had a big gulp. You're not thirsty.
Yeah, like,
you don't
you're
need
good.
To drink the tea.
You don't need to drink it. And like, yeah, I just wouldn't, basically. So should we get into some pitches to me?
Yeah, you're going to fucking die. This is hilarious.
Do you want to go first or do you want me to
I'll go first.
Okay,
you don't even need to set a time. You're good. Your timer today.
Oh, I don't need it? Okay.
Yeah. Okay, ready?
I'm so ready. Let's go.
3, 2, 1,
go.
So it's the same premise as Tusk, but he wants to turn this person into an elephant. It is a caregiver of a like 700-pound person.
Oh.
So they're like the perfect victim. And he wants to turn him into an elephant.
So it's like the whale meets Tusk?
Yes, Tusk 2. Tusk 2.
Tusk 2.
And that's it. That's my premise. Because I did look up what they were trying to do.
I did, and I'll mention it in a minute.
Yes. I'm excited to see yours because yours are always a little bit more detailed.
Yeah, mine's more detailed than that. Mine's
this
longer.
Is beautiful.
So
Tusk 2.
I'm gonna set a little stopwatch here. Okay.
Even if it extends, you can borrow my time.
Ooh, thank you. Okay. Because this one I had to like really think about, because I was like, how do I make
it's
a sequel
difficult.
To this? It's difficult.
They are probably thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah, so I struggled with this one, but here we are. All right. 3, 2, 1. We pick up at the zoo where we left Wallace, and we meet his new caretaker, Veronica. We see her settle into her new role, cleaning enclosures, guiding tours, and feeding the animals. Having never seen Wallace before, she slowly tries to befriend him by leaving him treats and encouraging him to show himself. Working late and alone, Veronica finally meets Wallace, much to her horror. After then meeting Allie and Teddy on one of their routine visits to Wallace, Veronica is filled in on the whole gory tale, which gives her sympathy for the poor mutilated walrus man. Veronica then recommits to her mission to befriend Wallace, which is noticed by her colleague, Seth. Seth and Veronica bond over their empathy towards all of the zoo's inhabitants and begin to develop feelings for each other. Unbeknownst to our happy new couple, Wallace has also developed feelings for Veronica, and in a jealous rage, Wallace tricks Seth into his enclosure and attempts to drown him in the swimming pool. It's only when Veronica appears at the last possible moment that Wallace sees the monster he has truly become. He lets Seth go and asks Veronica asks Wallace if he's to live like this. Through movie magic and meaningful eye contact, Wallace asks Veronica to end his torment. She obliges by shooting him in the head as the screen cuts to black. Minute 14.
I like that, though.
And thank you. I got my little Veronica and Seth as a little reference to The Fly. It's the characters. Because I was like, she needs a name. But this strikes me as a slightly Fly-like story.
I really like how you went with it because it answers the question of, does he want to live his life like this?
Right? Because this was my conundrum when watching this.
Because at the end, with the kind of like the final theme of when she's talking about her father and like the emotions and like that's what separates us from the animals. It's like at this point, he's going with the internal struggle of like, well, I'm a fucking human inside of a walrus suit.
Oof.
Scary. I really like that. I like that a lot.
Thank you. I struggled. So the actual...
I can't even tell. This is like somebody's like, I don't know how well I did on the test. And you got 100%. That was 100%.
Oh, stop it.
I love that. Okay.
Oh my God. Okay. So are you ready for the actual pitch for the sequel?
I am. Is everybody else? Okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're ready. All right, let's go. So somehow the pitch is that somehow Wallace would turn himself back into a human being and become the new villain. That's the pitch. And
then try and repeat the cycle of violence.
I'm thinking so.
And I kind of like that idea because
Right?
you want to bring back Justin Long and you want to bring back these pre-existing characters, and you would be able to like work in the detective character because there would be all these people that would go missing. But it would have been interesting if they like use the ex-girlfriend and the Haley Joel Osment character and turned that kind of like into like a like use.
See, that was almost where my mind went. Was he going to do like a Bride of Frankenstein kind of situation and try and make like a girl walrus? But what if he made the two of them into a couple of walruses?
It just right. Or like
we're just spitballing. Kevin Smith, call us.
You know, in how Edward Scissorhands, they're always like, I have a doctor friend.
Right. I know a doctor who might be able to help you.
I feel like they would try and do like say that, and then there would be like some sort of like plastic surgery scene, and then all of a sudden it would be like they could be all like really gory with it too, because it definitely was the entire. We've discussed how there will be villain monologues, and as I said, this is a villain monologue.
The movie basically,
which does add to the runtime, but also at the same time it's intriguing, and it's why you can't really. Like you can't background it because you miss it.
Yeah,
there's
right. It's one where you do have to pay attention.
If you're going to be this in depth with the lore,
right,
it's going to be in depth as it goes on.
It's basically an hour 40 lore drop is what this movie really is. But as I say, Kevin Smith, call us if you like my pitch. Call us. Love you.
Tusk 2.
Right. Technically, actually
the
met you
Man.
once before, so like wouldn't even be the first time. That's right, folks. I did serve once. Kevin Smith in a customer service position, but I doubt he would remember me. But Kevin, come on. Or at least come on the show. That'd be fun.
Or we'll go on yours.
Yes, we'd love to come on this podcast.
Anything.
Anything for you, Kevin. Anything.
Now
you sweet angel. Anything.
Don't want to sound like an influencer trying to get a Coachella sponsor.
No. Okay, we're gonna have to cut ourselves
off at
that point. All right.
Don't worry, I'll clean us up.
No, it's fine.
It's just I've been watching so much because it's post Coachella weekend. Saw some really good performances. Saw some really bad performances. I do enjoy being able. It's so streamed.
About it. All right, guys. Since I don't think we have anything else to say about this week, come back and join us next week because we are doing a double feature. Ooh, who's excited? Next week, we are talking about Speak No Evil from 2022. That is the original version, directed by Christian Taftrup, I believe is how you pronounce his name. And then we are going to double with the 2024 remake of Speak No Evil, directed by James Watkins. So I hope you guys are ready. We're going to have a great time comparing these two movies because they are a wild ride from start to finish, and also the epitome of we should leave horror. But yes, so excited for next week. I loved both of these movies. They are very different. So anybody who hasn't seen them, you're like, you're doing the same movie. No, actually, we are not. They are very, very different. So definitely look out before you listen to the episode because we will be getting into it.
Turn those subtitles on and then turn them off.
Yes, and prepare to potentially have some complex feelings regarding James McAvoy, but we will get into that next week.
Again?
It's how it happens.
Okay, Patricia.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, friends. This has been Pitch and Bitch. If you would like to contact us, you can find us on Instagram at Pitch and Bitch Pod, and that is PITCH and BITCHPOD on Instagram, or pnb.pod.show@gmail.com. Drop us a line. We love to hear from you guys. Let us know if you love the show. Let us know if you have thoughts. Let us know if you feel like we maybe got something wrong. We would love to hear from you. It would be great. It would make our day.
Yeah. I'm Jayme.
I'm Becca, and this has been Pitch and Bitch.
Bye.
See you next week.